Each week I decide I'm going to start at 8 o'clock on Monday morning, and I do that. Try to do it on Tuesday, try to do it on Wednesday, but haven't always been able to pull that off. This past week was a little rough, but I'm here today, and it's Monday. I love Mondays. I can't wait for Mondays to happen. Monday's my favorite day of the week. Most people live for Friday. I live for Monday. I can't wait to get started. So as Facebook builds a little audience here, we'll get ready. And I want to talk today about something that I think is vitally important. I've been up all morning. I've been up since 5 o'clock. Since 5 o'clock this morning. I've been working on writing out a business evaluation for somebody who has a business in process that probably didn't vet the idea as well as he should have. So about every week I write 2 or 3 of these and spend a little time trying to help people establish that idea. I have both ends of the spectrum. I have people who are brand new in business and have an idea and they want to make this idea a reality. And then I talk to those who have an existing business that's working or that is struggling and they want to know why. And so I spend an awful lot of time doing this. And so I thought today I'd just share with you a few of the things that I typically do in the process of this. And I'm going to give you 3. I'm going to give you 3 things that I think will be helpful to you in evaluating and vetting that idea and just trying to determine what's going to be the best way to approach this business idea that I have. I have this business idea. Now what? It's kind of my thought. Okay, you have a business idea. First of all, realize this, that ideas are a dime a dozen. Everybody has ideas. An idea is not an instant route to riches. There has to be a business behind the idea, and it's usually what's missing. So let me give you 3 things today in a rather quick fashion that I think will be helpful to you. And the first one is, what does the public want? What does the buying public want? That's the very first question that you have to address. I have an idea. This idea is going to be amazing. If people just understood this. No, what do they want? Figure out what they want. Find a way to give them what they want. Figure out what they want. And what are they willing, first of all, what do they want? And 99% of the time it's going to be they want a solution to a problem. And they've got to be fully aware of the problem, but they need a solution. And that's what people buy. They buy solutions. They don't buy your ideas. They buy solutions. That's the reason why a business has to support the idea, because the business is what delivers on the solution. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So the first thing is, what does the buying public want? That's the first thing. It's usually going to be a solution to a problem. So ideas are not solutions. Understand that very carefully. Idea is not a solution. An idea can actually create problems rather than eliminate them. That's a story for a whole nother day. But understand this: there has to be a felt need. The person's got to understand. The buying public has got to understand they have a problem, and that you have a solution. And not only do you have a solution, but you have a solution that can be delivered. That's really important. The second thing is, not only can it be delivered, but it can be delivered in a way that's going to work. So let me give you my 3 things. First of all, what does the buying public want? Number 2, what will they pay for that solution? What will they pay for it? Now, let me give you a couple examples, and these are taken from things that I've done in the past. And I worked for an equipment company one time that provided spray equipment to the woodworking or wood finishing industry. And they had this grand marketing plan that they were going to attack the public with and solve this problem that the public didn't know that they had. Well, that's not going to do anybody any good at all. So what I did was I started to take that apart. Okay, all right, we can reduce your cleanup time. Okay, let's put $1 on that. If a person's spending an hour a day cleaning up and we can reduce that by 70%, and I'm paying $15 an hour, I now save $10.50 a day. $10.50 a day a lot of money? Not really. But when you dollarize that, within 3 months, you paid for this solution. All right? Now this is starting to make sense. But then we went into a different industry where we could reduce or we could increase the amount of coverage that somebody had because we reduced the waste and the loss. We could increase the coverage by 20%. Well, when the coating was $22 a gallon, that's not a big deal. But when we moved into the other industry where the coating cost was $185 a gallon, and you save 20%, or you increase the coverage by 20%, that's $37 a gallon. That's a big deal. And it doesn't take very long to recoup the cost on that. So you dollarize your solution. What is the public willing to pay for the solution to their problem? We went from being about third or fourth in the industry to number one in the industry because we could make that make sense to the public. Okay? So the second thing is, what are they willing to pay for that solution? And they're not willing to just buy it. This is different. People have got to, they have to have a tangible benefit that comes from it. And that tangible benefit can be measured in dollars and cents. So I dollarize things, okay? If I do this, then this is what it's going to save, or this is what it's going to add to my bottom line, or reduce the amount of time that I'm investing. And so those things become important. What's the public willing to pay for the solution? And they have to be able to see a tangible benefit to that. And then third and finally, how are you going to deliver on that solution? How are you going to be able to deliver the things that people are looking for? Are you going to make it easier for them, or are you going to make it harder for them? If you have a lawn care business, are you going to send a fax message, or are you going to send a text message? You know, which of the two to tell people that I'm going to be in your neighborhood in an hour? Or whatever it is that you do, how are you going to deliver on that solution? Okay, so figure out your delivery method is vital to the idea. Just an idea, pretty worthless. It's the business that goes behind the idea that makes all the difference in the world. You have to be able to deliver on the solution that you're providing, that the public is aware of and willing to pay for. Those are three things that people oftentimes overlook. And so as I'm writing out this evaluation data, that's my first one for the week. I'll have probably two more before this week is over. That's what I look for. I look at those three things. What does the public want? Are they aware of the fact that they have a need? And most of the time it's a solution to a problem. Okay, there's three things that quantify as a business. I always look at the solution to a problem. So there are other things. People are looking for pleasure. Okay, and so but that's a completely different industry, and not one that I'm familiar with. So I'm not big in the entertainment world. I know people who are and have done very, very well in that. But most of the time, most people are looking for a solution to a problem that they're fully aware of and that they're willing to pay for. Second thing is, what are they willing to pay for, and can you communicate it to them in a way that makes it make sense to them, so that they say, yeah, I can get my costs back in 3 months, or I can get my costs back in 3 weeks, or I can reduce the amount of time that I'm spending so that I can focus my attention on higher dollar amounts. So all of those things have become important. You have to be able to dollarize the value that you bring. And then third, how are you going to deliver on that solution? What is your delivery method? All right. If you have a great product idea and you have to deliver it one at a time, your not just your client acquisition cost becomes complicated, but your delivery costs become very complicated. So make sure that you understand those three things to make a business make sense. Good morning, David. And there's been several of you jump in, and I appreciate you coming here, Tyler and Lisa. I'm seeing who I can figure out here. Jeanette was on. Let's see, who else do I have? Drew. There's a whole bunch of people that have joined it this morning, and I appreciate that. And so I greatly appreciate that. I appreciate your attention this morning as we discuss these three things that are very much a part of a business plan for a business idea. An idea without a plan, an idea without a business, is a product looking for a home. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to talking to you later on.